Oh, Coach, I guess just to start, obviously Travis, obviously his performance tonight definitely stands out. What really was kind of the difference for a guy who was averaging 3 points a game going into this one? What really kind of lit a fuse under him tonight that allowed him to do that well?
I think the big thing with Travis was, when we took over the job, we really didn't know roles yet. We lost John. And we were trying to figure out how we put the pieces together. And we changed the style of play somewhat early on, and everyone was kind of trying to feel their way. And I think Travis was struggling he was struggling to kind of find himself, and it wasn't his fault. We were all trying to find ourselves. I was trying to get a feel for the team, and I think he was trying to get a feel for what we wanted for him. And over time, he just has kept just doing the right things, listening to the things that we're asking the guys to do, and trying to do those things. And he's such a terrific person. He's a great kid, and he's just one of those guys that would do anything for his teammates. So he's so valuable because he can rebound, he plays good defense, he really works hard, and he's put a lot of time in his shooting, and it showed. And he's a great guy to have in your starting lineup because he can do a little bit of everything. I'm so proud of and happy for him. He's a guy that you pull for. You pull for a kid like him.
Coach, you're not expecting him to come in and go 5 for 5, but could you kind of see that coming? I know that
I'll take it.
Worked his way into the starting lineup.
I'm not giving it back.
He worked his way into the starting lineup over the tournament last weekend, and could you kind of see it building up towards him having a breakout game?
Well, I didn't know. You never know. You never know who's going to step up. I think the big thing when you coach, if you're coaching a good team, someone always steps up. As much as Darryl Partin carries the load offensively, if you coach a good team, someone steps up. So one night it's going to be him, one night it's going to be Dom, it's going to be Zach off the bench. It's going to be someone that steps up. We have a very good team. We've got a talented team, and someone's going to step up. We haven't shot the ball well from 3, so I know the percentage is we're going to shoot the ball better. We haven't shot foul shots well. We're going to shoot the ball from the foul line better. To be where we were and to shoot so poorly from 3 and from the foul line, I thought those things would kind of come our way, and tonight they did. That's basketball. It's going to come. It's going to come and go. And I think we're a team that can shoot between 35 and 40%, but we're not a 22% team. So somebody's going to make some in a row. It's just going to happen.
Coach, with DJ, he had a great tournament. He had career high 11 assists, only 2 turnovers. It seemed like he wasn't pushing the ball as much today. Was he tired? Anything sore from playing that many games?
You know what? I don't know. He was really tight on Tuesday when we tried to practice. We didn't practice him much. He didn't. And it might have been Delaware's defense, to be honest with you. They're pretty quick. Lewis is pretty quick. They kind of kept him out of the lane. I know what you're saying. I've seen him in the open court. Yeah. And I really think Delaware did a good job, but maybe he was a little sore. I don't know. He's got a strange body, that guy.
Coach, you had the nightmare inbounds on Friday. That cost you the game.
Dude, I've had 3 games since, and I've forgotten all about that.
But you had 3 inbound plays today where you were able to get a basket off the inbound, either out of a timeout or out of the half. Have you guys been working a lot on that, or is that a point of focus?
You know what? In a Cleveland State game, I got to take responsibility for what happened in that game. And it crushed me. Thank God we played the next night and won. We have enough things that we have in. We haven't had a chance to really focus on that as much as you would think because we've been trying to find ourselves. And sometimes those things go away. But we have a lot of things that we could do. And I think as we play, I get more comfortable with what I need to do and the positions I need to put them in. I think sometimes, like I have probably 5 more press breakers, but they don't necessarily fit our personnel. And the one that we used against Cleveland State, it may not have fit our personnel as well. The guy taking it out, the guy who's cutting to the ball, it just. So we've had to tweak some stuff. Same thing with our offense. Like, we're playing better because we've had to see, okay, what can guys do, what can't they do? And as I said, losing John Holland, you didn't have to worry about that as much. Darryl's going to score, John was going to score, and then you could fill in the spaces. It didn't matter. Now we got to really plug guys in, and we need to play more of a team game.
The 2 high rebounders on the team today were guards, Darryl and DJ. anything going forward that you're going to try to work out with your
Well,
defense?
that was one of the keys to the game. I think that was the first key, was to out rebound Delaware. We talked about the guards doing a great job on the glass, because we really don't have, like Darryl had 5, I think, in the last game, and our guards really aren't, their numbers are not great. So we're trying to get them to rebound. And I thought DJ in particular did a great job. I saw Travis going for some. You know, if you're going to be a great defensive team, you need more than just your 4s and 5s. Yeah, so we got Darryl with 7, DJ with 7. Yeah, they're listening. The great thing about this team, if you tell them something, they're going to try to do it. That's the great thing about this group, amongst other things.
Coach, with Darryl, I mean, he's a guy who can just explode offensively, but he can also kind of get into some runs where he forces stuff, some shots aren't going in.
Yeah.
You know, how do you coach a guy and kind of make, like, are there ever times when you're telling him, hey, if you get doubled, if they collapse and you kick the ball to someone else?
His probably his greatest strength and his biggest weakness is that he thinks every shot is going in. So it's great because a guy like that can get it going, you know, but he has to continue to work on making other guys better and understanding space, and that when they take away his space, he's got to get rid of it. And we'll be a much better team when he makes more of those passes. You know, he's going to score. You know, and I was telling him, like, we're gonna get him enough shots in the game, enough quality looks for him to shoot a pretty good percentage, but he doesn't have to force it. And trying to work with him to understand that is definitely something we got to move forward to.
Sadler had 13 in the first half. He only scored 7 in the second, and it took him 19 shots to get to 20 points. Did you guys change anything up? Did you do anything on him in the second half?
Well, I thought in the first half, you know, he didn't play much, but we weren't ready to play from the jump. I mean, we just weren't mentally into the game the way we had been, and we got to work on that. So when we started the game, we weren't focused. They shot 57% in the first half. That's not a BU basketball team. That's not going to be a team that we coach, that they play on, and they know that. And they came back in the second half and did a much better job. So we tried to play a little zone, and we weren't really focused, and he got going. And he's a guy that if he gets going, he can score in bunches too, in different ways. But in the second half, we did a better job, and we were really trying to mix it up against him. We tried to blitz him on ball screens and keep him off balance. I think if he's a guy that he's feeling comfortable, he's really good. So we try to make him uncomfortable. So we try to match it with him in the zone, and then when we went man and he came off a ball screen, we try to blitz him, and then we try to just hang on his right hand as much as we could because he's just terrific going right. And I think the combination of that, Travis did a great job on him, DP and other guys, when they got on him, we were able to run multiple guys at him, you know, and kind of forced him into some tough ones. That's enough for me. You talk to these guys now? All right. I'll see you. Good job. All right. Don't tell me anything bad about me, because I know you're going to say something.
Oh, well, no, I'll leave it. I'll leave it.
Later. See you tomorrow.
All right, see you,
Get
Coach.
some rest.
Yep. All right. Guaranteed.
All right.
Moving a little slow. Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything good. Just got diced. So I'm good.
Trav, I guess just the token after going off for a career high, just, you know, were you just in the zone? Were you expecting a game like that at some point?
I mean, I wasn't really expecting it. I've been working on my jump shot all summer, and coming into the season, we knew that they was going to focus a lot on DP, so it was going to leave a lot of people open, and I guess I had the high hand today.
Travis, I noticed you passed up on some 3-point looks as the second half went on. When you're playing that well and when you're shooting that well, how hard can that be to pass up on some of those looks? Because I know that you maybe because I know when you're playing that well, you maybe get a little bit tempted just to eject everything up. Like really, I guess really in terms of your shot selection, like how tricky can that be sometimes when you're playing that well?
It's not really tricky at all. I mean, last year my role on the team was pretty much play defense and rebound. Like I barely shot the ball last year, and this year Coach Jones, he gives me a little bit more freedom to shoot, but still we know who like our go-to players are and who really needs to get it going. So I'm an unselfish player. I don't mind getting assists. I mean, I can be selfish in that aspect. So it's not really hard to, pass up open shots.
DJ, at the end of the half, he up fakes, drives the lane and throws down a two-handed dunk. I mean, I've been in a couple practices. I hadn't even seen him do that in practice. Did that come as a surprise to you guys?
No, it wasn't a surprise at all. He used to do that all the time in high school, and he shows it. He shows it here and there, and he just has the confidence now to show his talents.
It seemed like, you had career high 11 assists. Obviously, that's a fantastic number. Over the 3 games over the weekend, you were really getting out in transition, attacking the hoop. It seemed like you kind of were putting on the brakes a little bit, letting the offense set up a little bit more. Were they doing anything different? Were you sore at all out there, or any carryover from the weekend?
No, I don't think so. I think they did a good job scouting, and they got back on D. So I wasn't trying to force it, and I was just trying to find open shooters.
Daryl, in the second half there, what exactly happened in the altercation there between you and Lewis?
Oh, well, they talk a lot. I mean, Delaware does. And, I mean, earlier in that half, I was running down the court and kind of got elbowed in the chest in the beginning. And I guess the ref didn't really see it too much. So after the free throw, I was running back down court, and they, kind of hopped in front of me. They kind of slid over at the free throw line, and bumped me, and I was kind of, pushed them off. And then I was going to run back down the court, but, I guess somebody, he tried to, hit me from behind or something like that. And my teammates were there for me, Delaware's teammates, they were there for them, the same thing. So it's no thing at all. It's college basketball, when you want to win, it's growing up playing sports. That's just how it goes. So it was nothing we weren't going to take it anywhere from there. We're all good kids here.
Daryl, what's it been like moving from being the number 2 to the number 1 scoring? You go up for 27, you're leading the league in scoring, and you're up there amongst the leaders in the nation in scoring. Just what's that transition been like from last year to this year?
Well, I guess systems change. When you have a new coaching staff and whatnot, and we're teammates are finding me. We're just playing, being aggressive. Everybody's aggressive out there. And we're getting on transition. We run a lot more than we did last year. So, transition is really not that hard. Be honest with you, none of us are worried about, numbers or scoring numbers or anything else like that. We're just trying to win basketball games, So that's all the focus is on.
Daryl, Coach Jones mentioned that he talked to the guards about playing more active role on the board. So you and DJ both had 7 rebounds tonight. More conscious effort to go up on hard to the glass tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Over the weekend, before our three-game span in Rhode Island, Coach Jones really started talking about just getting on the glass and rebounding a lot more from the guards, helping out the bigs, because our bigs they really get after it on the boards, and played, I believe it was Northeastern, they out-rebounded us 20 or something, 19 or 20 or something like that. So after that, he really has just got on the guards while rebounding and helping out. So we were all just trying to dig down, show some toughness, grab a couple boards.
Trev's coming out the 17-point game tonight. How do you kind of take that and to build off that going forward, both in your play and for your confidence? How do you kind of take that and use that going forward in the game against BC on Saturday?
It's definitely helped my confidence, but nothing changes. Still the same game plan. If I'm open, I'm gonna shoot. I'm not forcing no shots up, taking good shots. Just do whatever it takes for us to be successful.
Well, did you see this game in any factor as you against Sadler, number 1 in the country, number 8 in the scoring in the country? Did you see that within the context of the game, or did that enter into the mindset at all?
Honestly, you know the facts, but you're just trying to go out there and get the win. You definitely know you're playing against another very good, talented player, and you really want to play really well against him, and you take it. You take the challenge. But the challenge is more so on just getting the win.
Travis, Rip Hamilton famously wears the face mask, and he wore it because of an injury, but he kept wearing it afterwards because he got comfortable. Is it for you? Is it still a protective measure, or is it just a comfort thing at this point?
For the most part, I wear it more for just confidence. Because without it, I probably wouldn't even drive to the basket because, I'm just so afraid to break my nose again. And the doctor said if I broke it again, the more you break it, the longer you stay out. So I don't really want to stay out any longer. So I just keep it on. I'm pretty much used to it now. It's like I don't even have it on, so it's fine.
How many times have you broken it during your career?
Twice last year.
Is that why we've been seeing you go to the basket a little bit more, especially today with the 2 big drives? whereas last year it was mostly staying around the perimeter and not trying to get inside?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the mask is there, so I feel like I'll be fine if I get a hit. Actually, I got hit today, and I was fine, so.
I guess for all three of you guys, Sadler had 13 in the first half. He only had 7 in the second, and it took him a lot of shots to get that 7. Did you guys do anything differently in the second half to slow him down?
I mean, we came out kind of flat, in the beginning of the game. I don't know why, but we just second half we saw that he was really getting after it in the first half, and he really didn't even play that much. So we knew we had to. I know Travis was talking about, and during halftime, that he wanted to step up and take the challenge. So we just really kind of focused in more on our game plan, and just Coach had our game plan from the beginning, but we just started out a little flat. But second half we picked it up and played more BU basketball.
And I guess for all three of you, with a new coach and with a new season, and you all got off to the 0-4 start. Except now you'll have won 3 straight. Do you really kind of feel like you're getting more adjusted to Coach Jones and to both his offensive and his defensive kind of the day-to-day things with him? Do you really kind of feel like you're more at ease with him, or there's a greater level of comfort?
Yeah, I think definitely. I mean, beginning of the season around college basketball in general, especially when you have a new coach, it's still getting used to the system and the chemistry with your teammates. I mean, we played 2 different ways from last year to this year, and it's just champions aren't really made in November. They're made at the end of the year. So we just really, we're starting to gel a little bit more, confidence, much more in the system, and just beginning just feel more comfortable out there on the court together.
2 more questions.
I guess now that you guys have gone through last weekend and won your 3rd in a row tonight against Delaware, you can sort of turn the corner and look at BC. Does it mean anything more to get to go up against BC when they're struggling and you guys have a chance to get back to 500?
Honestly, it's just the game on the schedule. We're going to get the same intensity, same focus, and hopefully we